They're also going to be playing on the smaller portion of the circle. You got the Gen G crew out there along with Zap. And I think they heard someone. I mean, Rosie was just building, but I think that may have just been a little giddiness there, just probably putting some builds down.
Absolutely, keep moving, and our camera is going to fly over his and see why they have to keep moving, because you have Benji, Chase Elliott, Trevor May, and Chap sitting right here. Grotto Chap, of course. As you can see, they're making away, and I know an NGL leader like Chap is going to make these adjustments necessary to get him the victory royale.
Now he's down to 58 shields. He only has 2 minis, and if you pop 2 minis, that gives you 50 shields, but you can't pop those minis if you're already low, right? You have to be at 0 and then be able to pop the minis. So for those reasons, like, Aircool now has to just use up more resources, which is something that you don't want to do, and then you're going to lose out on those resources. You're not going to get much opportunity to be able to heal up anyway when we start to get into the meat and potatoes of this next game. But for now, just gather everything that you can. Thankfully as well, you have the accelerated looting, or excuse me, the accelerated farming that will come into play. So you can gather in a lot of these buildings a decent amount of metal. But now you got the Gen G crew with Zap and Braindead on one end. You got our winners from the last game, Aircool, Mr. Conrem, Vince Dunn, and Rosie. They're going to be all the way in the back. Then you got Chap, Benji, Trevor, and Chase Elliott all on that left side. This could end up being some...
In the sports world, you have to make adjustments. And we're going to check over here. Benji now has a crazy fight with Tokata and Ranger out there. There is a crash pad down below, and now we're seeing everybody jockeying for position. Golden Boy, Benji's gonna sit up in this metal fort and realizing that he has a team right above him. Again, the 100 ping warrior has to do all that he can to make sure that he doesn't get any kind of ticks or tacks or get hit right there. And he does see someone looking for some shots, doesn't get any, but as you can see, there are only 15 points, Golden Boy, and our first place leaders have about 40 plus. And as you can see, that is something that they have to take in factor here. But I think Benji is no doubt they're going to make the proper adjustment, and I think that is going to be the theme of game 2.
All these players have come to the realization that the way that they play Fortnite regularly is not going to be suitable in this instance. So they go for the center, but there's so many players all around one another here. You got, you got Sky, you got Bumper all the way out in one end. You got Aircool and Conrem. They're going to be pushing in. D-Morg is going to go down. Benji Fishy, he's going to go and thirst that one. Does manage to pick up the resources, and the most important item that he could possibly snag out of that was going to be the shields. So that is massive. Also, a blue AR is on the ground in case anyone needs an upgrade. Going now to Chase Elliott's perspective, hey, put down some shots, support your teammate, make some calls, let them know where they're going to be. And this is really smart because they're keeping Trevor.
Fortnite, I mean, you see Bala up here at high ground, making sure that he has the real estate. You have Benji's team down below, making sure they have that. And we're on board here with Bala from the TwitchRivals family. And a lot of people use hashtag Bala for comp, and Bala's using his game sense and knowledge to make sure that he has the dominant position here, looking for a box fight, making sure that this team does not challenge him. He's going to go for piece control, gets it. He almost gets a nice hit with that tack. Doesn't have a lot of resources when it comes to weapons, but Bala is trying his best to bully his way into that box, knowing that a team down there is going to be very dangerous. But here it is, Golden Boy. The circle moves them out, and they have to disengage. They have to get out of there, because any moment standing here is going to be a big problem, as Bala does get tagged, and he's going to try to kind of like ball up here, no pun intended, ball up here for a second to try to get away from this action that's pushing him. Here comes Big Daddy Storm, about to put everybody to bed. Look at the ticks there. The door pad doesn't help the crash pad.
Oh my goodness. Oh, the big plays. Big brain Bala. Oh my goodness. Dude, what a play. What a play. But the problem is, though, is that he's still going to keep running. He's going to keep running, and he's not going to get much of an opportunity to be able to heal himself back up. He does have bandages. That takes time. He has minis. That doesn't take as much time, but it's still going to be time that he'll be losing out on. And look at all these players as they push on up the mountain. You're going to have Emad there waiting on the side. You got DJB there. You also have Avante and Dylan Windler. This was a duo that was playing really well in the qualifiers, but I bet you they were not expecting this. Our first place team, they're going to be in a world of hurt as Rosie is going to be down, and Conram and Aircool just trying to fight him out. As Benji Fishy, just the sneaky boy that he is, has somehow managed to just climb up this mountain. Issue is, he just got chunked for a ton of damage. Up on the high ground, you got Cypher, Dr. Lupo, as they're just trying to get into the circle, and this is where the chaos is just gonna unfold. And this is it right here. Bizzle, very low on HP. It's coming down to the final moment. Tifu's gonna be up on the high ground. Tifu gets knocked down. Tifu's out of here. And Aircool has the high ground, and they're just gonna continue to get ticked. And it's Aircool up on high. High Sky couldn't even get there, and this could very well be a win for them if it keeps up like this. But Aircool can't survive the storm. Hogman's just healing up. Riverson is healing up too, and I think this is gonna come down to an HP battle, and it's Hogman and Riverson, whoever manages to get this. If Riverson just holds for a little bit longer, I don't think Hogman has enough health, and that is gonna be the game. Liquid Riverson and company pick up the victory, but it literally came down. Players would box up ballers too last season. Oh, and we did have a fight. It's Tifu and Scope, Juju, and Mike Evans. They're going to be in the thick of things here. I didn't see who they eliminated, but they did just pick off a squad. We're now down to 68 or 69 players left alive here, and just fighting to be able to stay in this competition. All right, so one player was just eliminated. So that was going to be Hogman and Bizzle's teammate there. They still got Sweaty Pits though, so you should be okay. So long as you got Sweaty Pits, anything is possible.
Yeah, man, absolutely. That was Jameson Talion from the Pittsburgh Pirates getting eliminated by Team Tifu here. And we saw this is a very dominant position that was in the previous two games on board here with Juju. Looking up top, trying to get a couple of hits here. I don't think you have to worry about Storm Surge here, so I wouldn't take any kind of engagements because you have to save every bit of resources. I believe that may be a kind of the way, you know, the rhythm of the way you used to play, or the what you're familiar with, but I don't think it's possible to do that now. I would highly be against any kind of picks like that. Just save as much as possible, Golden Boy.
I am interested in their loot path and what the loot looks like for Tifu and Scoped, because Juju had a harpoon gun, and they probably real quickly just went. It seemed like it was down to like 9 charges, so they had to have done some quick fishing on those fish holes to just grab as much as they could, and then just get all the resources that you can fathom here. Now players are going to start to box up. I mentioned at the beginning of the show that we probably weren't going to see players boxing up, and I think that's because I was anticipating, you know, that players were going to be fighting outside of the zone a little bit more, which would imply more engagements. But as game 3 came around, and you correctly called it when we spoke about how this would play out, Sancho, players are now recognizing the importance of that end game circle. It is coming down to the wire.
And look how much damage this does. And this is where you don't want to be, especially with a team as dangerous as Tifu, as you see him do many times. Just pick you apart as you're rotating in, and down goes Kurt Benkert, and he gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar. And I think that's what's important. You have to be confident and take center. If not, you're going to be just like that as Tifu, Scope, Mike Evans, and Juju.
That was a great call.
That was such a great call. In fact, I remember some stats.
Another launch pad.
Like about 40-50% who gets high ground. This is what I'm talking about. The Java, baby.
You mentioned it, and they're going in for the dive. They went into the water. That was pretty clever there. They timed that one. Very well done by Booyah and Ebad to just tell his teammates, hey, don't worry about it. We're going to jump into the water. We will be safe. It will catch our fall. And this is coming down to the wire. Balla and Bumper, smartly enough, doing the same exact thing as everyone else, turtling up. But you have Nate Hill and crew. They're going to be circling around them. This is just utter insanity. And Tifu and Scope have the high ground here, Sancho.
Yeah, Tifu and Scope recognizing the high ground. Hopefully Tifu does not get knocked out again with the RPG. He does have his teammates behind him. Tifu is eating a lot, but there he is.
Look at all these people, pile of people. The shot instead, but he doesn't stay alive, and that is going to be 5 in 5th place there. Riversand, again, this goes down to what that strategy was earlier. And I think Riversand might just outlive Cypher, but Cypher and Riversand are doing the same exact thing. And you know that they have to just be clowning right now. He doesn't have enough. He's not going to be able to heal himself in time. Does he stay alive long enough to get the victory royale? Yes, he does. Cypher, PK, and Dr. Lupo alongside his team